Hello, loves. Amazing, beautiful, stellar, Army of Light, Earth Division. Shawna L. Francis here, and today is November 2nd, 2022. Thanks so much for joining me for today's Ascension Daily Update. And thanks to all the newcomers to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place if these messages resonate with you. We are so happy to have you. Our family is growing. And thanks to everybody who showed up yesterday for the Zoom support call. Really beautiful sharing, heartfelt stuff coming up, and it just felt so good to see you guys in person, put a face to the name, and I see all your comments on YouTube. So you guys are just rock stars, and I'm so thankful for you. So thanks for showing up. We'll do another one probably early December is my guess. So if you guys like these and you want to continue doing them, well, I'm totally up for it. So November's just really busy, and so I'm thinking, after the holiday there, early December, we'll schedule another. Okay, Melchizedek came through today. I worked with Melchizedek for an hour and 40 minutes or so today, mostly just intense energy work. I was talking about this yesterday in the Zoom support call, how after about 50 minutes of working with their energy, all of a sudden I reached this new height. It's like the lights came on. I was buzzing at this new rate. I couldn't believe it. It felt so good. I'm like, wow. And they're like, this is where you want to be all the time. This is where we should be. This should be the normal. And we actually didn't make that today. We didn't quite get up to that place today. And it was a lot of energy work. So definitely have a target here, kind of knowing more what I'm working toward, what we're working toward collectively. So I'll keep you posted on that front. And I'll talk about this later as I go through this channeling, but they want me working with them for 2 hours a day. And they've said it before, an hour to 2 hours, but now they're like, we need you 2 hours. Things are, we're gearing up for whatever this is that's coming, this reptilian disclosure, whatever else in terms of energetics. So we're preparing for this. All right, so I'll go ahead and get into this. Some pleasantries, of course, and they said, Shawna, you are ready for anything we can throw at you. You are there. You are ready. The time is right. We commend you, dear one, for your steadfastness, your tenacity, your bravery, your love, your accommodation, and your grace. That's very nice to hear that. We also very much appreciate your sense of humor, your levity, and your perspective on what is occurring. You take all of this in stride and you roll with the flow, and you are able to keep a smile on your face for the most part. I love how they added "for the most part," because I do have my little freak out moments for sure. So for the most part, I'm in there, and I do. I mean, when I take it to heart when Cryon says time to be frivolous, we take ourselves too serious, because I certainly was like that forever. I mean, I'm still uncoupling myself from this idea that I need to be always worried about something and always just be 3 steps ahead and have everything under control and know exactly where things are and where things are going. I've got to, I'm letting go of these things. I mean, look at what we're up against. Look at what's coming. This is really the best way to be, just open and going with the flow, because I sure as hell can't control it. I've learned that for sure over the last 4 years. And I said, thank you, Melchizedek, for that, and for accommodating me on my 3D stuff. They said, absolutely, dear one. The 3D part of you is exceptionally critical to this process, as is your physical vessel. All of this must be in attunement to be able to handle the frequencies coming in and for the information also that will be flowing. Yeah. You are ready, Shawna, for the next phase. We have entered it. We are walking in it now. Welcome to this next chapter. Okay, welcome to the next chapter. Here we are. Can you believe this? And I said, thank you so much, Melchizedek. What an honor. And, I'm glad you think I'm ready, because I certainly still have my moments. And they said, yes, that's all right, dear. It's part of the growth here, the discovery, the learning, the gaining of perspectives, broadening of horizons. Please feel into our shared frequency. So they kind of wrapped up this kind of intro part of the channeling, and then they went into this energy work. So again, this was like well over an hour of energy work, an hour and 20 minutes probably. And as I mentioned, we didn't quite hit that high frequency we hit yesterday. But still, it was intense, and it was so cool. And with all this love and focus, and just really just being in the moment. All right, so came out of that, and they said, please find the time to work with us 2 hours a day. That is ideal. 90 minutes to 2 hours, with 2 hours being the ideal, they said. We thank you so much for your dedication. You will be happy you invested this time and focus for what is coming. Yeah, I'm sure that's the truth from what they've said. Oh my goodness. And dear one, 30 minutes for the halls of a mentee at night. I need about 40 hours in one day instead of 24. I mean, part of it is I just need to understand that everything's going to get done. It's not going to be a huge deal if I am spending 2-3 hours in meditation each day. A part of me just really wants everything buttoned up at the new place and get moved in. I've got this trip to Mexico, and plus I'm hosting Thanksgiving. So I'm feeling kind of a bit frenetic right now, but I just really need to relax and just allow and be in the moment and enjoy this. All right, so we had a pause there, and I took this opportunity. I've actually been wanting to talk to Melchizedek about something. In the Resurrection book and other books, they say all the time, if your neighbor is hungry, feed them. If your sister is hungry, feed them. If your brother's hungry, feed them. They say this quite a bit. And I am in Portland, Oregon, and we do have a lot of, I'd say, home-challenged people here. A lot of people living on the streets or in tents, or just being, in their vehicles, just being house-challenged. Especially since COVID, it's really something else. And my heart always goes out when I see these folks, and I just never know what to do from the upper room. Sometimes if I've got cash, I'll give it. I might be in Safeway and I'll get hit up for money, or outside of the grocery store, or at the gym. Just even in my immediate area, there's a lot of this. So it's on my mind quite a bit. How do we approach this from the upper room? There just doesn't seem to be any easy solutions, or I don't know what's going on at the city level, but I know a lot of good people are working on this, but it seems to be a big challenge here. So I asked about this. And they said, thank you, dear one. This is a complicated story here. Each individual person having their own unique experience, their own set of challenges and lessons, their own energetic frequencies, and their own karma. That makes sense. If someone directly asks you for food, please provide it. That is our recommendation. If somebody says that they're hungry, feed them. Do not let that person go hungry. That's very much in alignment with what they've said before. But this kind of surprised me. They said, for the person who stands at the street corner as you drive by in your car or come to a stop sign, with a sign that says, anything helps, we say, offer that person $1. If that person says on their sign that they are hungry, offer them food. This $1 offering is not a burden on you, and it can make a big difference throughout someone's day as they collect donations on the street corner so they may have a decent meal. Yeah, how do you guys feel about that? I'm certainly willing to try it. What I'm doing now is just feeling guilty and not knowing what to do and feeling bad and feeling sorry. And I know that this is all really low vibration stuff. So I'm really willing to give this a try. And I said, thank you so much, Melchizedek. What about people who are in tents, like literally living in tents, or in the city parks or sidewalks. They're not necessarily asking for anything, but they seem to be homeless. You know, what about then? And they said, we recommend you leave this be and allow, without judgment, for the choices they have made. Everyone and everything has a right to be, even if it's in a way that you don't agree with or don't understand. And we all know that there is no way for you to comprehend that person's unique journey and what led them to this place and why they are at this place. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This is where trust and faith and compassion come in. Certainly, judgment, anger, being appalled, being in shame are all low vibration and will not serve the collective's highest good. All right. It seems obvious, but it's good to hear it. I said, thank you so much, Melchizedek, for that. I said this seems to be more and more of a problem, people being able to find affordable housing. You know, did they have anything to say about the bigger picture here? And they said, Shawna, this will continue to become an issue, even more so in the coming days, weeks, months, and years. As you mentioned, the breaking down of systems that only serve a certain amount of the population must be addressed at higher levels of vibration. And this is, as you know, the pain and the challenges of transition. We've talked a lot about this. So you know, this won't always be pretty, and eventually this problem will become so large it can no longer just be ignored. And you will see this happen in your lifetime. New solutions will be offered and help will be forthcoming for those who are charged with this type of thing. So until then, dear one, feed those who are hungry, offer $1 or so to those who are asking for money, and be in acceptance of those who are doing their thing, having their experience, learning their lessons, and balancing their karma. And that was basically where they ended that. And I want to go back to what they said when they said that there will be help and solutions being offered by those who are in charge of these kinds of things. I mean, it's same with like the climate change. The Galactic Federation of Light and Melchizedek have both said that it does us no good here as we sit to be worrying about climate change, being worried about homelessness or the challenges of having a house, for example, affordable housing. You know, that there are people that are in the right place to be helping alleviate these problems more directly than what, say, I could do sitting here where I'm at. There's always little things, and there's some of these are big things that we can be doing, like recycling, buying electric cars, giving $1 to somebody who is in need or feeding that person. So we can do these things, but it doesn't do us any good, and it does not serve the collective just to be in worry and fear about it, or anger, or being in judgment. So, you know, I think for me, it's like this challenge of what does compassion really look like in this, you know, in this situation? If somebody here, you know, as I walk into Safeway is asking for money, it's like being in compassion. I usually don't have cash on me and I walk away feeling really guilty, you know? So that's not where we need to be in the upper room here from this higher vibration. So I'm going to work on this. I think it means that I need to have, you know, some dollar bills on hand, maybe some non-perishable food in my car, and I'll just see how that goes. So I don't know if this will be controversial for you guys. Maybe you have better ideas or other ideas that, you know, and how you work with that. All right, team. That's it for today. Thanks again for being here. Thanks for being your amazing selves. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you all tomorrow. Mwah.